Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rich Simmonds. I'm one of the founder partners with NWP, and it's my honor to present the NWP ecosystem to you. Just a friendly heads up, while I'm excited to share my personal experience and what I do, please remember that NWP doesn't provide financial advice, and it's really important for you to fully understand how your funds are being used and keep in mind that past performance is not a guarantee of future results. I dreamt of building a legacy, and for some time, that really felt out of reach until now. There's always been a need and a desire for a true financial legacy, and this is what's inspired the founding partners of NWP to create the partnership ecosystem. NWP is more than just an asset management company. They have community at heart and they understand your desires. Legacy building is complicated by a lack of knowledge, but it's even worse at the bottom when there's a lack of financial means. So NWP understands this and the responsibility to help people from all walks of life. So they created the partnership ecosystem, not just for you, but for your future generations too. At the heart of the system are the traders who work responsibly to generate weekly profits for the partners of NWP. Yes, with NWP, you are a partner, you're not a member. Everything NWP does is in the best interest of you and with your future in mind. Trading, of course, is quite risky. So the first priority of NWP was getting rid of those risks and to make sure their system is totally reliable and that it will last in the long run. The 50-50 profit split, and we need to just stay here a moment and understand this, because what you see in your back office, and you'll see in your back office it says last week's profits, that is the gross profit. And what that means is that 50% of that gross profit goes to the partner with the portfolio, and the other half goes to the business volume or the community pool. And that's where all the rewards come out. And what happens, this is a weekly cycle. It's when we talk about a community pool and the profits, those profits are divided on a weekly basis, and they're used 50% that goes to the partners who get in their weekly profits, and the other 50% goes to the business volume where the rewards are for the networkers. What you see there in your back office is 2.1%, and you'll know that this last week it was 1.055% that was achieved by the foundation portfolios, and there are the numbers for the growth and the elite. So that's 50%, that's what you see, and that's what makes it sustainable on a weekly basis. And the reason why it's even further more sustainable is that NWP looks after your capital in the following way. Firstly, your capital is never locked. So in other words, it's like a savings account. You can access your capital whenever you need it. The next point is that your profits are separated, meaning that there's none of this gray area where there's growth and capital all sitting in one account. No, that's separated on a weekly basis. So what happens is you get your profits on a weekly basis and your capital remains with the brokers for the trading. It's never put together. You have to take your profits out, and I'll explain that a little bit as we go along. And because of this, that the traders they don't know if you want your capital on the weekend or not, so they have to have that available, which causes them to be more accountable, making sure that they only do weekly trades and get you profits on a weekly basis, because they don't know if they're going to have your capital to trade with next week, because it's your decision whether you want to keep it there. So this keeps the traders accountable and the whole system extremely transparent. And to add that, because you're doing your withdrawals on a weekly basis, you are actually the auditor and you're checking the system on a weekly basis to make sure that the system's working, it's healthy, transparent, and it's robust. You see, in many systems that you might have been in the past, you would have had to ask people, have you made money? Did you make a withdrawal? All those sort of questions aren't a factor when it comes to NWP, because every week people make money, they confirm that they've made the money because they actually withdraw that money into their own crypto wallet. It's not in the system, it can't be in the system, and it's separated. So it won't work for you, even if you do leave it there. So there's two ways to legacy with NWP, and that's the first one. When you're a partner, and anyone who registers with NWP is a partner, therefore you're entitled to all the benefits of the affiliate plan. Then there's the partner with a portfolio. When you do a deposit and your deposit goes into trade on a weekly basis, that's what's known as a partner with a portfolio, and therefore you'll receive your profits on a weekly basis. Funds are in three different tiers according to the way you make your deposit, and you'll get growth according to the amount you've deposited. The idea is to then grow your fund and get a compounding effect. Everything is in your control. You decide what happens. It doesn't happen automatically. This is a complete system where you decide what's going to happen on a weekly basis. So there's three different tiers to start your journey. And that the first one is the foundation portfolio. Here you can start with as little as $10. And the monthly target for the foundation portfolios are 5%. Now, the 5% monthly target, although it's 5% for the month, you receive your profits on a weekly basis. The next portfolios that you can participate in is the growth portfolios, where you've got $10,000 or more deposited. There, the monthly target is 8%. And then there's the elite portfolios with deposits of $50,000 or more. And what happens here is those, in my experience, have achieved the target of 10% or more per month. So you just need to ask yourself which of these portfolios align most to your goals, and you can get started. So just to recap how this all works, you put your deposit in. Trading takes place from Monday to Friday. Profit generation, that's what's happening with the trading. And then at the end of the week, on a midnight on Friday, those profits are then separated from the capital and sent to a third-party payment gateway. So they never remain in the system. They're then at the third-party payment gateway, and as long as you've made $5 or more, you can do an instant withdrawal to your crypto wallet, and it's yours to then decide what you want to do. Enjoy the profits, redeposit them, do whatever you want with those profits, but you have to make that decision. When you're ready to get started, please ask for the little booklet. It just describes some of the general questions that you'll have when getting started. And then remember, when you are wanting to check in, it's a cryptocurrency process. This is not a crypto platform. It's a forex trading platform and other asset management things that the traders use. But crypto is just because it's international, it's the easiest, seamless way to get in. So, and there's different cryptos that are available for you to go in with, and that is the USDT on the Ethereum network, BNB and USDT on the Binance network, and then Polygon USDT. Remember, all deposits made before midnight UK time on a Monday will still get the profits for the week. Monday night, you'll still get the profits on a Saturday. Withdrawals, and this is the only fee charged by the NWP system. On your withdrawal of your profits, it's a 5% fee there. And then on your capital, the first time you withdraw capital, it's free. And after that, any subsequent withdrawals will be subject to a 2% fee on your capital. The 5% is worked out on whatever you're withdrawing. So if you were withdrawing $10, 5% of $10 is 50 cents, and you'll receive $9.50. So that's how the fee works. It's not a fixed fee, it's a percentage of whatever you withdraw. When it comes to support, there is support available on WhatsApp chat. The support team is based in Canada, and they're extremely helpful. There's also support available on email. It's just a bit slower, so I would recommend the WhatsApp chat. And then the corporate offices of NWP are based in the Trump Towers in Istanbul in Turkey. That's also where the company is registered. Quick way to start is by taking what's known as the booster at the moment, and this is the last booster that NWP will offer. It ends on the 31st of December. Here you put in $100. NWP puts $100 with that for you, so that instead of just earning on $100 a week, you're going to be earning on $200, and that will then mean that effectively you're getting double the bonus for the month. So in other words, if you were in the portfolio there and you were getting 5%, effectively here you're getting 10% on your $100 every month. That's just because of the booster. It's only available on $100, not more than that, and you can only take the booster once. What happens with the booster, it's not an infinite thing like a normal portfolio. Once you receive a maximum of $200, it falls away. So effectively, you've got your capital and your profit back just a lot quicker in double the time. Right, then the next part of the plan, so that the first part is what we looked at was partners with portfolios and how you can make a deposit and earn those weekly profits. If you don't have that sort of money, or if you'd like to earn additional money, there is the affiliate partnership. Now, the unique thing about the affiliate partnership with NWP is that you don't have to have money in the system yourself. You don't have to have a personal portfolio. You can earn, and that's often, in difficult times when people don't have money, they look for an opportunity to earn, and NWP gives you that opportunity. It's one of the first companies, or probably the only company that I know of at the moment, where you can actually earn without having an investment yourself. NWP, through its affiliate plan, offers you the following bonuses. There's the weekly direct bonus, there's the weekly binary income, and there's a weekly matching bonus. Notice how I've mentioned weekly, because all of these bonuses are weekly. As long as your person has money in the system, the person you've referred, you will earn the weekly bonuses from them. And we'll look at how those work now. So starting with the direct bonus, what happens here is when your person makes his profit for the week, you'll receive 15% of whatever profit he made for the week. Now, this doesn't come out of his pocket. It comes out of that business volume pool that I showed you when we did the profit split earlier. So just to remind you about that, 50% of the weekly profits go to the person with the deposit and for his profits, and the other 50% goes to the business volume pool to pay these bonuses. So the first bonus, that's a direct bonus, 15% of whatever your referral earns on a weekly basis. You can have as many referrals as you want. There's no limit to that. And you will continuously earn weekly from that person, provided they have a deposit. The next bonus is the binary income, and this is 15% on the matched business volume in both your teams. And this is the volume that's generated on a weekly basis from those profits of trade. So you'll get paid 15% of whatever volume was created in the smaller leg in your business on a weekly basis. And then the only thing here is that the payout for the binary is capped to $5,000 per week. Just to give you an example of the binary income, and remember I said you don't need a personal portfolio to earn from this, and you also don't need a referral in both legs. So this is what makes the NWP system very unique. If we look at this example, Max directly referred Joe, but not Erica. Erica is what's considered spillover. However, the business volume generated by Erica will still be considered towards the binary income of Max. Just looking at another example here, just to give you a bigger picture. In this little network, the red person here is the only person that the pink person, who's the you effectively, or the partner here, the only direct referral was the person in red. The rest is what's spillover. So you can see spillover occurring on the right-hand side there, because at the back of the pink person over there, you can see his upline, and these green people on the right would effectively be all from spillover, not from the effort of the partner here. The partner, as I mentioned earlier, he's only introduced the red person. The red person then introduced the yellow people, and that's how this business grew. And that pink person is binary qualified because of the way the NWP system works. The next bonus that you can earn from NWP is the matching bonus. What happens here is you will earn 5% of whatever your direct referral earned from their binary. So what happens is you'll start building. Your referral then becomes binary qualified. When he becomes binary qualified, you will earn 5% of whatever he earned from the binary. And then you've got level 2. This is the referral of that level 1 partner of yours. And then level 3 is the referral of those level 2 partners. This is how you earn from the binary. So it's 5% from each level. You can have as many referrals as possible, and there's no limit here. Also, just to mention, in the binary itself, there's no limit there's no depth limit. So you've got infinite levels. The only cutoff on the binary is that 5,000, but you earn in infinite levels of binary bonuses. Then moving on, there's career and ambassador rewards available. And what happens with these career and ambassador rewards, it's based on your binary earnings for the time since you've been a member in NWP. These accumulate, and they will, when you reach those milestones, you will receive the rewards. Just looking at some of the rewards here, it starts off with a smartwatch, all the way up to a Rolex watch. And you'll notice there that there's in a few little steps and things you need, but your most important thing here is to get a binary earning. And once you've earned $100 from the binary, you'll receive your smartwatch. And then as your binary earnings go up, you can then earn all the way up to a Rolex watch. And you'll notice there that you do need a self-deposit in some cases. But of course, when you've earned that, then the self-deposit is quite easy to do that. So, but you didn't have to start with the self-deposit. It's only when you get up to these levels. Then the ambassador rewards, this is just higher. This is more the leadership rewards from NWP. And what happens here is you start off once you've got 2 people with a Rolex watch on your left and 2 people with a Rolex watch on your right. You'll get a $10,000 down payment on a car, and all the way up to a Crown Ambassador where you get a luxury villa. Right, so that is the NWP ecosystem in summary form. This is a pathway to legacy. It's backed by a verifiable, transparent, secure structure, and this is delivered to you through professional asset management services, the portfolios, and the affiliate plan. So this is my invitation to you to partner with us at NWP. Remember, true growth comes not from transactions, but from relationships. And remember, every great journey starts with a small step. That was my presentation. Are there any questions?
Brett, that's something I want to ask. Can you hear me?
Yes, sure, Vanon. Please go ahead.
Brett, if you do a deposit, let's say on the 1st of the month, and your next deposit on the 7th of the month, let's say you do it on a weekly basis.
Yes.
Each time, does it go into a different portfolio? And let's say it accumulates. Let's say you have been investing for a full year, a certain amount every month, and it comes to a place where your investment is equal so that you can get into a higher portfolio. Will that automatically happen, or how does that happen?
Okay, good. Vanon, I'm glad you asked. Let me quickly see if I can log into a profile, and I'll show you a new feature that's just been added. because there is what's called a merge feature. So to answer your question in the meantime, every time you put in a new deposit, it opens a new portfolio. And what that means is that you will see a list of things in your back office every time. So if you make a $10 deposit, you'll see it's a $10 foundation portfolio. If you make a $15 portfolio, it'll all be in your same account, but it'll just be in separate little slots. What you'll see here is many different portfolios. So what's happened, this member here has got a portfolio, as you can see, 354, 13, 22, 26, and you'll see each time that they've reinvested or put money in, it'll show the date and it'll show when it started. It'll also show you what they've earned. Okay, can everyone see the screen just so that I know it's working? Okay, so, and you'll notice here that it becomes rather cumbersome because all in all, there's 28 different portfolios here. So if you've had to ask yourself, well, what is the total that you've got in portfolios? Well, you'd have to go and add all of these up. Okay, and that's so. But now there's a new feature. It's called Merge Portfolio. And if you click on Merge Portfolio, it'll actually list all your portfolios. And at the end of this, it'll actually tell you how much you've got. And if you wanted to, and obviously this is not my account, so I can't do this. And it's the reason why I've got this account is this person is often overseas and they just ask me to run the account and they just send me their one-time PIN because they're not always able to get to their account. If they want to merge it, they can merge it, and what will happen is it'll go to 4,089. Now, to answer the second part of that question, if you, let's say, for instance, the first profile here was actually a growth portfolio. So this would then say growth portfolio, 10,000 and whatever. And because the growth portfolio is different from the foundation portfolios, you would then be able to merge the portfolios. Because if you, let's say, for instance, you had 10,000 in the first one, and then you had the 13, the 22, all of these would be earning on foundation portfolio 5% targets, whereas your growth portfolio would be 10,000, so therefore it would be earning on the 8%. So what you would do then is every single week you would go in, once you've done your withdrawal and your redeposit or whatever you want to do, you would just take your merge and then you would merge all your little accounts with your big portfolio. So that therefore your 10,000 would be added, if this one was 10,000 and all these others were these small amounts, then effectively you could merge it and get a 14,000 profile, and your 14,000 would then be earning on the 8% growth as opposed to the 4,000 that's earning on the foundation at the moment. So I hope that just helps you see, what and how the system works. While I've got the back office open, are there any other questions about the back office while we're here?
I like that merge option because I did it with all my accounts. All the small ones are all to one now.
Oh, have you? Okay, good.
Yes. Well, one question I do have. If it's, say, on a Wednesday and a person decides to merge, will that affect the trading during the week or not?
No. So let's say, for instance, you only got to and especially let's look at a growth portfolio. So you've got 10,000. You did the deposit on the weekend, but you forgot to merge it on the weekend. Okay. You've still got until Friday night to merge it. And then you will still get the profits on the higher portfolio, as long as you did your deposit before the Monday night. So you got up until Friday night to merge it, but you have to do your deposit. If you want to earn on that new amount that you've added, you would need to add that before Monday night.
I was asking to ask the full meaning of, what is the full meaning of NWP.
Network profits. Can a partner have multiple accounts? Well, you can't have an account. Let's say, for instance, if you wanted to have your name, and let's say your name is Charles Jones, okay? And Charles Jones can have one account, but Charles Jones can have a business, which might be Jones Enterprises. So you can have a Jones Enterprises, and then you could have Charles Trading as your other business. So you could have that. You just can't have the same name but you can have more than one account, just in different names. Can be your businesses. Thank you.
You mentioned that there'll be different emails also, Rich.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Chris. Yes, and yes. So you need a different cell phone number and a different email for every account that you open. Well, do have a good evening, further people. Thank you for attending. Thanks for joining me on the call. I will have another call on Thursday night, and thank you very much. Do enjoy your evening and be safe. Thank you. Good night.